It's good to be back. I missed you too. Paul, that was very generous of you. That's right, it's the first stream of the week, which means I too shall be gifting 5 memberships. All right, hold on, here they come. You guys are the best. Here we go. And ta-da! All right, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. It's so nice to have you back. Lady Jennifer Snow, thank you. Thank you very much. Is there an echo for anybody else? Thank you, Popcorn Roulette. Thanks, Writer Boy. How nice of you. Thank you, Sensation. Very, very nice. 80s model. It's a little celebration for bringing back to the live streams. I love it. All right, so we've done a live trailer breakdown in the past for Deadpool and Wolverine, but this is the first multi-trailer breakdown. Thanks, Bob F. And so we're going to try it. Usually I probably would have broken these trailers down the day of. Thank you, WeC. But, you know, I'm a week late. Hey, Optimus Prime Ribs, I love your name. So that's why we're doing them all on one live stream. I know some of you are interested in news stories, but at the very end of the stream, when we have the Q&A, don't ask me about all the news stories or we won't have anything for tomorrow. What are we going to talk about on tomorrow's live stream? So let's try and be a little careful. All right. I don't think that I'm going to break down the wicked photos, though, because those are like 4 days old. Hey, Justin. Thank you, Justin. Hey, thank you, Nick. Thanks for joining. Oh, by the way, the BTT Inside Access private Ask Me Anything will be on Wednesday evening. All right? All right, so we're going to get started. The way these are going to work is we're going to go through 5 trailers because House of the Dragon was 2 trailers, 3 technically. And I'm doing them in the order of, I know there were some other trailers, but this was all that fit in the metadata. And I think 5 trailers is enough to go through. I'll continue to, I don't think I would have done a breakdown for Furiosa anyway. And, with Penguin, I don't really think there's that much to discuss, and I'm probably just going to get myself in trouble by telling you too much. So, let's just be careful. All right, so we're doing these in the order of most popular. What we're going to do is I'm going to break down the trailers and share my thoughts on them, and then after each trailer, there will be a short Q&A about that trailer only specifically. Very short for people who aren't watching this live. And then at the very end, you can ask me anything to a degree. Hey, Lone Wolf Media. That's so cool. I love it when people tell me what movie brought them in to be on the trailer and to my coverage. That's so cool. Alien Covenant was a good time. Hey, John Kal-El. Thank you for gifting a membership. All right, let's get started. All right, can we do polls on each John Thrasher? Okay, I haven't even thought of that. Thanks for bringing it up. We'll do a poll. All right, hold on. Where's my arrow? All right, so we're going to start off with Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Oh, don't say it anymore. All right, now let's do a poll, and I'll ask you while we're talking about what you think of the trailer. All right? What did you think of the Beetlejuice 2 trailer? Loved it. It was good. Mediocre. And then did not care for it. All right, so while we talk, you can vote in that poll. So hold on, I got all my trailers here. I got them all up there. There we go. Where's the Beetlejuice trailer? Oh, here we go. All right. I'm still learning my tools. Okay. All right, so I was surprised, considering the fact that I felt this was the weakest of the trailers, that it was the most popular. Warner Brothers has got to be like, whoo! It just edged out Romulus. Well, a little more than edged out. It's like, what is this? Hold on, I can't see. It's too tiny. It's 14 million views to 10 million views. Oh, that's pretty good. So this did the best. So that just shows there was real hunger for Beetlejuice. Or maybe it's Jenna Ortega. Maybe she is that big of a star, as some of you are pointing out. That sure would be nice for her. As I said, I thought this was the weakest of the trailer, and I thought that the Entertainment Weekly sneak peek 2 days before this trailer gave away the main reveals. And then also, I thought the trailer made it less interesting. And then also, I have to tell you, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, I was surprised how much, and I think the movie is underestimating the importance of Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin's characters. Now, obviously, you can't bring back Alec Baldwin because he's a murder suspect. And I think you kind of don't want that with the movie anyway. But I do feel that having like a regular couple in the middle of all the mayhem was very grounding to the original film. And I think that, having just the zanier characters could be tough. Maybe Jenna Ortega's the normal one. She looks kind of a little bit better, like a little bit more normal in the trailer. But I think they're missing that. But let's see, okay? So we're going to go through the trailer. Hold on. All right, so finally it came out, ridiculously late at the last minute. I heard rumors that it might just be in front of Ghostbusters, in fact. But I must say, I am impressed. That's, of course, the school that Winona Ryder's character ends up going to at the very end of the first film. I was delighted to see that Beetlejuice is doing very well on digital. So people saw this trailer and were like, let's go watch Beetlejuice again. We recently rewatched it ourselves. And so I was like, oh, that's awesome. All right, but I think they recreated this incredibly well. So there she is. There were shots of her filming this. It's a very nice ripped sweater look. She does look great. And, she's right in this town over the fateful bridge where Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin bought it. Hey, Rodolfo. Now, by the way, I got to say, shout out to the guy who's playing the father, the priest in the middle. He's from The Offer. He played the head of the company that owned Paramount. I love that guy. I think he's so great. He's hilarious in The Offer. I'm so glad he's getting more work. All right, maybe Tim Burton watched The Offer. So, okay, so there's Lydia. I don't know. I think it's weird that Lydia looks who has their hair the same way that they did when they were a teenager? Although I guess mine kind of looks a little similar. But anyway, oops. But anyway, and then also I thought she would rebel more against her mom, but I guess not. All right, so there's Jenna Ortega. She is kind of a normal one. And then I got to say, Catherine O'Hara looks fantastic. She has not missed a beat. So she's actually the most surprising and the most interesting to me. All right, so clearly someone's died, bringing them back to town. But I'd like to know who has maintained this model. I guess it's been under this sheet all this time. And it does look great. The model was a huge part of the first movie. Oh yeah, Delia. And so obviously, you can't say Beetlejuice 3 times or he comes to life, which is what's happening. Nobody said it though. I wish they'd had it, maybe someone say it in the trailer. That could have been kind of fun. Maybe they should have done that. They just did the Deo song. A pretty cool take on the Deo. But maybe they should have had people saying Beetlejuice. And when you got to 3, it was like, oh no. And then here he came. And there he is. And they're clearly trying to float this tagline, the juice is loose. And it reminded me of a little bit of Michael Keaton's exact same when he showed up in the Flash trailer back as Batman, when he said, you want to get nuts or something like that, right? I think that was his quote. They were like, it just seems very, very repetitive to me. So it makes it seem a little bit less fresh. So that's a pretty good shot of Winona Ryder. It is the Winona-sance. This and Stranger Things. I'm very happy for Winona Ryder. I like her a lot. And they're like, Beetlejuice. And hold on, there's a closer look at him in just a second. Hold on. I like the 2024 AD. And there he is, all right? I gotta say, I checked, and they did build out his nose in the original film. But it looks off to me. He looks off. He doesn't quite look like Beetlejuice. There's something, I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about the makeup or the nose work that they've done on him or how they've built out his face, but it just doesn't look totally right to me, right? It feels off, not modern art history. Like, I thought that I would look, oh, the hair is a little bit bigger. That's a good call. Like he just does, like I felt when I saw him, I would be like, oh my gosh, it's Beetlejuice. But I honestly thought, like in the wide shot, when he first comes up, when they released that photo, that earlier, a few days before this trailer dropped, I gotta tell you, I didn't even think it was him. For a minute, I was like, is that Michael Keaton? Like, it just does not seem right to me. So it just doesn't seem right. So they made the effort to get the right actor, bring him back, do all this stuff, but it just doesn't look like Beetlejuice to me. Maybe when I see more of the performance, I'll feel a little better about it. But as of right now, I'm not really feeling it. I mean, I'm excited for the party, and I'm glad everybody else is excited about it too. So that's great. But let's see. All right, let me close the poll, and then you guys can ask me some questions about this just for a few minutes, and then I'll move on to Alien Romulus. All right, so the poll says, and I have to read it out loud because it doesn't play in the replay. Come on, poll. All right, so 37% of you thought it was good. 23% of you thought it was, I would probably agree with that. 23% thought it was mediocre. 22% of you loved it. And then 16% of you did not care for it. You know, so I gotta say, I think that's pretty accurate in my opinion, you know? I know some of you are pointing out that his hairline is receding, but Beetlejuice had a pretty receding hairline in the original movie as well. iHeart Movies said, would you have wanted him to say it's showtime? I guess I would have preferred for him to say something that was less like they were trying really hard to launch a catchphrase. A lot of these trailers we're going to go over today just seem like a little bit too heavy-handed from the marketing team. Like, I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, you're trying to, I mean, like, I would have preferred to see a new character or something. You know, it was just too short. Dolly Parton's not excited. Says, as someone who saw the original, but I'm not a crazy fan, there is nothing here to be excited about. It feels like they're scraping the bottom of the nostalgia barrel. That's interesting. Yeah, it's a very strong nostalgia play. Simon, I hope the plot story is good as well. You know, Marco, yeah, that's who I was thinking. Monica Bellucci, who's supposed to be the bride of Beetlejuice or something. I think it would have been really great to see her or something. Something that just got a little bit more of an idea, like it wasn't just the first movie regurgitated. Like, I mean, I guess Jenna Ortega is supposed to be that, but she's so quiet in the trailer. I mean, she doesn't actually have any lines, and she doesn't have any personality as a character. She's very muted. So, you know, Big Matt says he looks off because it's 4K. I don't think that's it. That's funny. Kareem, it is just a teaser, but I think that it's a teaser that didn't really do its job to the degree that I would have liked to have been. But we can't get Mr. Magic down. Mr. Magic is excited. That's great. Yeah, I mean, again, I think this could be a very big movie. It comes out, let's see here. What is this? September, they said? September 6th? That's an incredible date. I mean, this movie would have to be so god-awful to fail. I don't think it could be that bad. It would have to be truly unwatchable, you know, to come out early September and be able to play all the way through September and October. And in IMAX, I mean, we're all going to go. We're all going to go. Big League Chew says maybe they don't want Jenna to seem too much like Wednesday. Well, that ship has sailed. It's a Tim Burton movie, you know, with Jenna Ortega starring in it. So they should just try and make sure that the movie is really fun. All right, so that's Beetlejuice. Okay. Let's not say it 3 times or it'll show up. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, we're going to go on to Alien Romulus. All right. Hold on. You guys are so excited about Alien Romulus. Your excitement is making me happy. It's so cute. All right, hold on. Oh, this one also. Pause. Okay. Oh, no, wait. Okay, there we go. I'm fixing it. Okay. Let me start the poll. What do you think of the Alien Romulus trailer? Perfect. I saw someone say perfect. It interests me. Then meh. And then hate it. Okay. By the way, I forgot to say with the other one, anyone can vote in a poll. Anyone can vote in a poll. While only members can vote, can talk in the chat, anybody can vote in a poll. Hey, along for the ride. All right, so let's get started with this one. All right, so my first initial thoughts on this trailer are, I like this trailer. I don't think it's perfect. I think that it has like a weird CW vibe to it still, as we were worried about. But what's also interesting to me is that it feels very much like a haunted horror maze, which is an interesting idea. Like, I like that because, of course, I'm a fan of the Great Movie Ride. I even flew down to Disney World when, for the closing day. I was one of the last people to ride it. And it had an alien section that I think a lot of people who know that ride are very, feel very nostalgic for, in addition to the movies, which are incredible. So this kind of reminded me of like a cool ride. And so I liked that element to this trailer quite a bit. And I think that Fede Alvarez, to some degree, at least so far, understands the assignment because it feels very much like Alien. So that to me is exciting. So I like that. All right, so Alien Romulus comes out mid-August. Amazing release date. Lloyd, you were on the last ride of the Great Movie Ride? I wasn't like the last, but I was there closing night. I'm so cool that you were too. Did you get a t-shirt? I was there closing night, and I was one of the last people to ride the ride. It was incredible. Last time I was at Disney World, I went on the new ride that replaced it, which I liked quite a bit. But I still miss, how is it going to create new movie fans? Wiki Nomad, don't give any spoilers. All right, I have not seen too many spoilers for this movie, and I don't want to see them. All right, here we go. All right, so they started off, and, we're in space, whatever, typical. But they got this very good. This was very nice. The hallways of Alien are very distinct, along with the use of light. It's very much what Alien is supposed to look like. So this, to me, was super cool. All right, pretty nice for Fede Alvarez, by the way, to get these kind of credits. Oh yeah, and Ridley Scott's participating, so that's always nice. It's not going to go, although, Nick Pizzolatto went around, oh, thank you, Danny, went around saying bad things about True Detective anyway, even though he was. Now that was great. I loved it. Like, it was very traditional until the bloody chamber. And you were like, oh, not your parents' alien. Like, that's what, to me, this kind of said. So, hold on. Let me see if I can get it again. Yeah. I really like it. I know it's just a bloody chamber, but I was like, that's incredible. Like, it's when you're on a ride or a haunted Halloween maze, and you turn the corner, and they're like, look at all that blood in that little crate. And you're like, oh, this is a good one. I'm glad I did this one. So I thought that was cool. I liked that. All right, so... there's a face hugger. Oh, man, that thing can move. Look at it. I got it right in the space. It's heading right for the kisser. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so great. So I thought that was fun. Everybody loves the face hugger. They're so fun. All right. And then, so we have some really cool shots. A lot of running. Everybody's like, stupid ship. It's invested. Now, I love this guy. I think this is David Johnson. I think he's clearly a synthetic. Nobody else would be dressed that neatly on the spaceship. So synthetic, aka android. Androids are my favorite characters in the Alien franchise. That is, Trisha, it is funny that this is a Disney movie. Now, in the first movie, I don't want to give away who the synthoids are in case you haven't seen them. If you haven't seen the Alien movies, you really just need to watch the first two. And then maybe you watch the more recent ones with Michael Fassbender, because those might factor in. But Michael Fassbender, of course, was a synthetic, aka an android, David, and he was incredible. I just loved him so much. And by the way, speaking of Winona Ryder, I will say she did play a synthetic. But so it's not a spoiler. He looks, if you've seen the franchise, he's clearly a synthetic. Nobody else would dress that neatly, although maybe it's a psych out. Maybe he's just a very fastidious human on the ship. We don't know for sure. I'm just telling you, I don't know for sure he's a synthetic, but he's given off major synthetic vibes. All right, so then, ooh, yuck. They were pulling out one of those. It's too late once it's already gotten in there anyway. Oh, disgusting. So yeah. Not going well. More face huggers. And then here's supposed to be the Sigourney Weaver shot. I think that's Callie Spaney, right? I don't know. She doesn't look as good as Sigourney Weaver did, at least not in that shot. She has a little bit too much of a soft look for me, for this role. I thought that Sigourney Weaver, was not only... Sigourney Weaver, changed the game when it comes to, actresses and stuff like that. I mean, it was a really big deal. She was great. So, I mean, I'm not saying that I like Callie Spaney quite a bit as an actress. I did not see Priscilla, but I liked her a lot in the remake of The Craft. And I think she's a very likable actress, but I don't really think, I wouldn't set her up to be a Sigourney Weaver replacement if she doesn't look at all like Sigourney Weaver. Green Lantern's light, you think it's the hair? It might be. Yeah, she looked pretty nice in a pixie cut in The Craft. No, she's not wearing scrubs, Cool Hive. They're supposed to, the original premise for Linda Hamilton in the first Terminator, no. Linda Hamilton in the second Terminator, yes. But the premise for the original Alien franchise was truckers in space. And, before then, of course, that set a tone. But before then, everybody, space movies were always very high end. And everyone in space was very sophisticated, or they were a scientist or something like that. And Alien was the first movie to show, regular people in space, the working class. These people were truckers, and that's what their job was, to transport materials. The stuff they were dealing with was definitely above their pay grade, but yet they could handle it because they were tough truckers in space. And so it's really crucial that they do that. I think it seemed like blue collar. That's right, Marduk. But I believe, Fede Alvarez says he wants to talk about the teenagers and the 20-somethings of this world. I mean, it's a choice. Let's see how it works out for them. But I would be like, are they blue-collar trucker teenagers? Maybe. So we'll see what happens. All right, so, and let's keep going. I think that's the end. Oh, yeah, and then they do the little alien shout-out. Alien Romulus. Woo! 8/16, only in theaters. It's going to make a lot of money. Somebody asked me if I thought this would bring in new fans to the franchise. If it's really good, it might. Although I'm surprised. Somebody left a comment on Movie Math that said they watched Ghostbusters and they were like, the original Ghostbusters. And the person said that they thought the Ghostbusters was not that good. And you're like, that's an insane thing to say. You just simply cannot say that. You could say you don't care for it, but to say that it's not a good movie, it just is a stupid thing to say. I try not to say that, but in this case, it is just a dumb thing to say. So I think I'm surprised and I feel bad that more people haven't seen some of these older films. It really shows, a lack of, and Hollywood has no incentive to make you watch these things because they'd rather repackage them. But I just think it's sad. Dancing Dog 60 says Aliens had actors like Bill Paxton and Jeanette Goldstein, Vasquez, right? And Michael Biehn and of course Weaver. Who's in this? Pretty actors. It's a slasher film in space. That's my concern as well, Dancing Dog 60. I'm a little worried about that, but let's see. All right, let me close the poll, and then I'll answer just a couple of questions before we move on to the next one. Oh, we're doing real good on timing. All right, it says, what do you think of the Alien Romulus trailer? 44% of you are interested. 28% think it's only meh. 24% think it's perfect. And then only 2% hate it. So that's pretty great. Lloyd Lester, I love Turner Classic Movies. It's the best thing ever created. Mr. Poppy says, we just watched Aliens versus Space Marine. We just want Aliens versus Space Marines. Is that too much to ask? That's true. In the second Alien movie, Jim Cameron switched it over to Space Marines, which was pretty great as well. Paul Brunel says, hey, Batmad, says, do you think making it a hard R is a good business decision? I think they really want people to like the film. I think it's a good call. I think it will cost them obviously a little bit of money in terms of box office, but it's not a very expensive movie. So I think it's a little bit like an investment like Deadpool or Logan, where you do what's right for the film and then the fans are so happy that it kind of carries the day. So I feel good about it. Brandon Freddy says, my issue is that it presents itself as basically a remake of Alien. I think that's a perfect movie. Do you think? I, of course, would not be in favor of that, but it doesn't seem like that to me. It seems to me like a modernization of the brand. And, that might be necessary. When you think about the way TikTok is apparently rewriting people's brains and attention spans, which a number of people, like legitimate sources, have mentioned. Maybe things do need to be adjusted a little bit, like it might seem weird I don't go on TikTok for that reason, because I'm like, stay away from my brain, and I get a little bit worried about what Elon Musk might be doing to Twitter, I'm like, you're not using any of those TikTok things, are you? But if it is doing something, if I were executive, I'd be like, well, maybe I guess I need to make movies for these rewritten brains. Subasisu says, I think the backlash to the high arts prequels pushed the studio to take this franchise back to its thriller roots. Oh, that's a great point, Subasisu. It did go very high art, which I loved, but they did not do particularly well. Says, Big Matt says, Sigourney Weaver is 6 feet tall. Oh, she does not have mannish features. She had a sharp jawline and was fairly muscular. Big Matt! You paid $5 to insult Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver is beautiful. I do not concur with your statement at all. Oliver 3748 says, what stands out to me is how similar it looks to the video game. Oh, I never played the video game. But you know what? If Fede Alvarez comes out and says he looked at that video game, I would be very, very impressed. I'd be like, wow, good for you, Fede. Danny, my favorite Alien movie would have to be the first one, just because it's the first, and then the second one. But I think they're both equally good, and they really are a set. You got to watch both of them. Oh, J.A., Alien Internship is a hilarious title. Oh, hey, Batman, that's such a nice thing to say. Alien Internship, I love that so much. That is a really funny gag. They could bring back Undercover Boss, like they do for Star Wars with Adam Driver. I would do Undercover Boss Alien. That'd be great. That's just so funny. Oh, I love it. All right, let's get on to the next trailer, okay? All right, so let's talk Star Wars. All right, hold on. Oh, no, wait. Okay. All right, there's the Star Wars trailer. All right, let me get up the poll. Oh, I didn't. Let me move the red arrow. Be consistent. Here we go. All right. I'll put this over it. I'm surprised that the Acolyte was so low. It trended when they announced they were going to do the trailer, but it was apparently just for people because they were getting ready to hate on it, which is kind of sad. All right. Start a poll. What did you think of the Acolyte? So, yay, more Star Wars. And then, looks really cool and different. I don't want the same things for everything, I'm not feeling it. And then, I hates it. All right, so that's the poll. And again, anyone can vote in a poll. Only members can chat, but anyone can vote in a poll. All right, let's go through this thing. I'll tell you my overall thought, though. I think all these Star Wars shows are starting to feel the same. I really like the cast. I do like me lightsaber, as you know. But I just feel like it's just, I think they should have made just 1 or 2 Star Wars shows and just done multiple seasons. Because this has so many similarities to me to Obi-Wan and Ahsoka that I'm just like, why don't we just continue those stories? Or, Andor is, cosmics, I think Andor is unique. To me, Andor is more unique. But this other stuff all seems like it's the same show. So let's go through it, though. I do really, really love the cast. All right? So, little Jedi training school. Adorable. All right, so Lee Jung-jae from Squid Game, who learned English to be in this. It reminds me of Antonio Banderas, who learned English phonetically so he could start out his acting career in Hollywood. So, and I think like one kid has like a bad answer. Oh yeah, Younglings, whatever. All right, so like this could be any Star Wars show, honestly, when this starts. And you're like, you know, this female villain played by Amanda Stenberg. Hold on. This female villain played by Amanda. Oh, we'll talk about that when we see her. But first, let's rejoice in Carrie-Anne Moss. Carrie-Anne Moss looks incredible. She looks so great. Yes, that's right. Trinity from the Matrix movies. She is a perfect Jedi. I've never thought, I mean, I didn't think of it, but now that I see it, I'm like, oh, that is the ideal actress to play a Jedi. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So she's going to clearly have an action sequence. So she looks amazing. She looks very fresh-faced. And so they have a nice, cool fight, and it looks very good. It looks excellent. I'm very excited. So here's Amanda Stenberg. She has a really nice beauty shot where she looks great later on in the trailer. But this character seems like a combination to the apprentice villain in Ahsoka and, the apprentice villain in Obi-Wan. So I'm like, well, what about those two ladies? Why don't we just get back to them? Cece says, I'm always going to watch Star Wars shows, movies, but I personally haven't been enjoying it. No one's watching The Bad Batch. I stopped covering it. Like, I've never seen such low interest in The Bad Batch. It was shocking, to be honest with you. All right, so let's keep going. So this June, everything comes out in June. It's ridiculous. The Acolyte comes out in June. The Boys Season 4 and House of the Dragon. It's going to be a great time for us, but I don't know why they're all coming out in the same month. It seems a little bit ridiculous. All right, so someone's killing Jedi. I don't know why the Jedi are so... Oh, and the bear, too. That's right. That's right, J.A. I don't know why the Jedi are always... I don't know why, like, some groups are, like... Why do they always have to make the good guys so stupid in Star Wars? Like, all through, we've been watching all these new Star Wars shows, and the New Republic is like, no, the Empire's not trying to come back. What are you talking about? And then here, they're like, why would someone want to kill Jedi? So stupid. And you're like, what are you going to say about all the dead Jedi? I mean, it's obvious. So I think that's like a little frustrating. I mean, like, how many episodes is it going to take for them to understand that they're being hunted? That should have been the tagline. Someone's hunting Jedi. Oh, I like that Danny says, because the Siths are very good. Well, I didn't see that here. If somebody had said the Siths are just that, if the Sith had been like, no one's killing Jedi, I'd be like, oh my God, they did it, you know? But instead, they just seem stupid. All right. So I liked this guy, by the way. He was really cool. I was like, that guy's awesome. I do like the Jedi vibes. There's a bunch of them. Clearly standing in the volume. I can see it. I can see the volume at this point. It's driving me nuts. All right. Oh, there's a Chewbacca. I forgot what they're called. That's nice. All right, so there's... this guy looks like Gabriel Byrne to me. Is that Gabriel Byrne? They didn't use the volume? Well, it still looks like it. Oh, yeah, a Wookiee. That's right, a Wookiee. All right, and so he looks great. I loved him in Squid Game. He looks phenomenal. He looks like a Jedi. I'm very happy with his casting as well. So more generic Star Wars. More generic fighting. I didn't see Daphne Keane in this trailer, who plays his apprentice. Also, I gotta tell you, all these Jedi in a conspiracy theory, Dave Filoni did this so much in Clone Wars and stuff that I'm like, are we gonna do another Jedi? Everybody in the Jedi Center doesn't know what they're talking about? Okay. So A Darkness Rises. That's pretty cool. I hope, man, if this is her only scene, I'm gonna be ticked off, but it probably is. Carrie-Anne Moss. Daniel says, I'm really waiting for another great male character again in Star Wars. Well, Ezra was supposed to be. But also, what about Lee Jung-jae? He's going to be your great character. All right. So, yeah. So that's a cool look at as well. Oh, there she is! All right, there's Amanda Stenberg. She does look great. She looks phenomenal. Purple. I guess they're still finding their colors. She looks great. She looks great. I do think her hair looks phenomenal. I think she looks really great. Who's that figure? Ooh, I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, Bridgerton is also coming in June? That's great, but that's kind of, well, for those of you who love all television, you're in trouble, but that's a little bit of a different area. I think Netflix is okay to release it there. How would that be Luke? That can't be Luke. I guess it's a vision. You know, this takes place far long ago in the past. All right, then there's a red lightsaber. What? Where the heck did that come from? Who caught it? Oh my God. And then all the Jedi. Look, this looks like the book cover. Remember they released a book cover and they were like a comic book cover and all the Jedi were holding up their lightsabers and you're like, oh, that's nice. Okay. And then they all go running in and I'm like, you know, I gotta tell you, something's off about the lightsabers. They don't look cool anymore. They look very much like, just like light poles. You know, I don't really feel they're blades of light anymore. I think that, you know, they need to work on it. You know, I just think they're off. I don't think they look as good. So they all run into battle. And they're like, the Acolyte. June 4th. Disney Plus. And I think it's going to say 2-episode premiere. Does it? No. All right. So anyway. Let me go back to where that is. All right. Oh, that's where it says 2-episode premiere. So yeah. So, I mean, I'll cover it. I'll see if there's interest in it for sure. But I feel, you know, as I said, I just feel like, and that's right, Jamie, I don't feel like it's a different era either. You know, you're not like, oh, this was such a long time ago. You're like, you could easily have Ahsoka show up here, or a number of characters, and be like, how you doing? You wouldn't be like, what are you doing here? So that's my thoughts on it. Oh yeah, did anybody notice, I noticed this morning, Disney Plus changed its color palette. Disney Plus changed its color palette to turquoise green. I thought that was really surprising. I guess they realized that everybody has a blue logo now. All right, let me close the poll. Thank you for reminding me. All right, so 39% is not feeling it. 28% say it looks cool and different. 18% are just happy there's more Star Wars, but only 13% hate it. That's pretty good. I think that's nice. So does anybody have any questions or thoughts about this trailer before we end on House of the Dragon? Lizzie, I'm okay with them having lightsabers, but I feel they should pay to do the VFX for the end of the lightsaber to kind of flicker. So it feels more like it's like a light that kind of just ends, you know? Why would light have a hard ending unless it was a glow stick? Alex says, why are they making this? Because I think they feel they need Star Wars shows, or at least they did. This is clearly still under the old directive of create Disney Plus content, which obviously they've changed recently, but this show was still going on. So Trisha says they changed the color because Hulu is combining into the app. Oh, okay. But I'm not, I guess so. That makes sense, Trisha. Drago says lightsabers are not cool anymore. On Disney Plus, you can be impaled and walk it off the next day. That's true. And Tina says, looks like a high-priced LSD party. And Nicholas Cardillo says, Bad Batch story is trying to fix the new trilogy that nobody likes. Well, yeah, I am interested in seeing what happens. I enjoyed it. Wiki Nomad says, hopefully we get an amazing lightsaber fight. There have not been any memorable ones in a while. I would agree with that. You know, it would be really nice to see that. And then Uncle Baby Billy says, Uncle Baby Billy. I do not know anything about Lena Headland and her history working with Harvey Weinstein. That is something that she's probably going to have to address. But, you know, I do not know. You know, and I think, you know, you got to be real careful with stuff like that, with questions like that. Let's see here. Jerome thinks House of the Dragon took too long to arrive as a show. Yeah, I would kind of agree with that. But I mean, it doesn't mean we thought we could never get into House of the Dragon in the first place. But you never know. All right, let's go on to the final story, okay? The final trailer. Let's look at these House of the Dragon trailers, okay? So I have all of them here, and they did the weakest by far of all the trailers that came out. No, Penguin did the weakest. Penguin did the weakest because it doesn't seem to have anything to do with Batman. I'll also say about the Penguin trailer, what's also weird about it is that we just watched Penguin deal with the Falcone family in the Gotham show. So it's weird. All right, so hold on. Let me do the poll. What do you think of the House of the Dragon, of the new House of the Dragon trailers? Okay. Yeah, Lisa, a Penguin trailer dropped on Friday. You know, it's very much a teaser. So team black, team green. We'll do exclamation marks. Then we'll do meh. And then I'm just excited. No one could hate these trailers for more House of the Dragon. All right. So let me tell you my thoughts up front. All right, well, you guys vote in the poll. Anyone can vote in a poll, while only members can chat. Just to remind you again, anyone can vote in the poll. All right, so when I was, I obviously was out last week, and I saw these trailers drop on Thursday, and I was frustrated. But as soon as I saw that it was technically 3 trailers, I was like, I'm out. I was like, it's too much. Hey, JD. I was like, it's too much. I don't want to deal with it. So I actually only watched them right before the stream to get ready to do this breakdown because I just thought it was overwhelming. And, I think a number of people reacted that way. I think you were kind of like, well, the Haunted Autumn, there's Team Green and a Team Black trailer. And then there's like a short teaser that says, which trailer do you like better? We've pitted these trailers against each other. And I really think that it was a mistake to do that. I think it was a huge marketing fail. I think they felt that it would drive them to even more viewership and that people would watch 2 trailers. But I think a lot of people were just like, I'll just wait for the show. No new characters were really revealed, which I felt was also not great. It just seemed a lot like more of the same as well, which I think is another reason that some people might have been like, am I over House of the Dragon, right? I mean, I think we can come right back. But then also there was no really amazing killer shot where you were like, whoa. Like when I was watching the trailers, I was like, there's no, like whenever we watch it on Sunday night, every episode of House of the Dragon, just like Game of Thrones, has that one moment or scene where you're like, I'm so glad that I saw that in real time and it wasn't spoiled for me. And that's why you watch the show on Sunday night when it drops. And I didn't think that the trailers conveyed that. That was my biggest issue. All right, let's start off with, which one do you guys want to do first? House Green or House Black? Just informal poll. Just write your thoughts in the thing. All right, clearly House Black. All right, I'm also Team Black because it is the Daemon Targaryen Matt Smith team, obviously. He's the best. All right, here we go, baby. All right. So let's take a look at this. So House Black, not a lot of people left on here. Obviously, one of her children was just killed at the end of season 1. But, it's basically Rhaenyra, Rhaenys, her aunt, and, Matt Smith. All right, so they have a little bit of a teaser. So they're like, all must choose. Which side are you on, Team Black or Team Green? They're like, Black trailer starts now. And you're like, this was a mistake, marketing department. They're like, whatever, we already committed to it. All right, so, they're, basically, it's very political. Again, we're back to who should sit on the throne. And we spent a lot of time with Daenerys having to deal with this last time. I don't know, I feel like I have mixed feelings about, yet again arguing who should be on this throne. I'm like, I thought this was going to be a big season of dragon battles. Although I love Matt Smith. So that makes me pretty happy. So, there's not too much going on. Oh, there's the Night's Watch. That guy's kind of new. Hold on. That's cool. I like new. I like new. All right, so there's the dragon. You get a little bit of dragon action there. Aemond, obviously. This guy's supposed to get a whole bunch of new family members. So I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, so I don't know where his. I wish we'd have seen at least one or two of them. And there's a really great moment. So we'll talk about Team Green when we get over there. This is the moment that sells the entire trailer, where he says, the negotiation's pretty simple. Did he say it yet? I think. Hold on. Oh, hey, Bay. Thank you. So he's like, you either give loyalty to my wife or I burn your house down. And I really loved it. I thought it was great. Matt Smith really makes this show. He's doing a lot of heavy lifting. I hope he's getting paid. I thought he did a great, great job. He, of course, was up for Mr. Fantastic. I think if he hadn't been in so many crappy movies, he would have been a great Mr. Fantastic. But I think let's just have him focus on House of the Dragon. But yeah, this to me was the moment of this trailer. All right, so then, a little bit of dragony. So there's the aunt who switch sides. I always wonder how the dragons can fly with so many holes in their wings. This was another great moment when she said, I fear. Where is it? Hold on. I listened to it twice to make sure I heard her right. She said, I fear what I have begun. And that was also a great line. So this trailer was a little weak, but I thought that had two really phenomenal moments. But did she really begin it? I'm pretty sure that them killing her son was a big part of why this was a problem. So then they were like, House of the Dragon, June 16th, hoo boy. And then they would go to this, hold on, and then you would see they would be like, oh, go watch the other side. Go watch Team Green. Oh, look at the logo, it's in green. And so that was their idea. It didn't really work out, but that's what they went for. All right, let's take a look at the green trailer. All right. All right, so both trailers start with the ladies of the house. Rhaenyra versus Alicent, right? All right, so Olivia Cook's both are very good. Olivia Cook really is fantastic, though. I hope someone kills Sir Kristen Cole. All right, so now it's green. Now it's a green logo. So they sure got a lot of people in House Green. A lot of drama over here. I remember all those candles. So again, we're still dealing with the fact that everyone's named Aegon, and that's really helped out Alicent and her child. And so there, another jerk on the throne. I kind of almost wish that he wasn't a jerk, because it's just so much like Joffrey and every single young prince from the first series. Like, it maybe would have been more interesting if, wouldn't have been interesting if you weren't sure what team you were on. I'm just saying, maybe that would have been made for a little bit more of an interesting show. Instead, you're just like, boo, Team Green sucks. Okay, well, sorry to anyone who voted for Team Green. All right. Oh, that's going to be effective. Let's see about that. I like that. Look at the back of Daemon's head. That's fantastic. I love it. He's like, I don't have time to comb my hair. I'm fighting a battle. All right. So he's trying to be cool, I guess. Aegon, King Aegon. But, we all just want to see his brother Aemond. I like when she says you have no idea the sacrifices that were made, so that you would be king. There he is. Oh, he looks so great. He combs his hair. He's like silken tresses, and I still am a badass. I love this guy. Okay. He's like a little over the top, but I don't care. So, it just seems like more Game of Thrones. Again, I'm not, nothing like, you know, I always tell you that you need to have specific costumes and stuff so people can tell when it's season 2. Okay? Like just at a glance. You go, oh, season 2 or the new season. It's very hard to tell what season this is. Now here, I love that they rush in here. But it's Kristen Cole. But I love that they rush in there, but I wish that I'm like, I guess we'll find out. But this looks like a cool moment. I'm like, what's in those woods, man? Is it a dragon? So, Team Green, a lot of talking on Team Green. Trees are green, I guess. And, you know, again, meh. House of the Dragon, baby. All right, so let me close the poll and ask if you have any questions about this or comments. That's not David Tennant's stepson. He was the younger version of Aemond, Kim Deans. So what do you think of the new House of the Dragon trailer? Oh, only 6% of you are Team Green. Oh, but I do apologize if you're Team Green. So Team Black, 44%. Excellent. 26% of you only thought meh. 23% are just excited for House of the Dragon. But, you know, that's great. That is almost 70% of you are excited about this. That makes me very happy. And then 6% are Team Green. So that's great. All right, so hold on. Let me ask some. We're not to the Q&A yet, guys. We're still, any questions about this trailer? All right. Tina says it sucks that the prequels focuses on the throne that gets destroyed and given away without a fight. Yeah, I'm still pretty upset about how it ended as well. Hey, Michael with no A says, as someone who's read the book, I remember no one caring and falling in love with season 1. Oh, I loved season 1. Really? I loved season 1. I thought it was great. I had a great time covering it and going over it with you guys. It was like old times. So I'm hopeful for that to be the case again. Nico is supporting Rhaenyra all the way. Nafek says, Grace, do you think audiences will be as tuned in as the first season since the marketing is weaker? If the first episode is good and the reviews are good, they will be. I think HBO Sunday night appointment television is a powerful thing. Subasiso says, Grace, I have to disagree with the dual trailers. Creating civil war within fandom is incredible engagement. It is if you succeed. So, I mean, but they didn't. I don't even think this trended top 10. I mean, I couldn't check as much as I normally would because I was away, but I was looking for a little bit and I didn't see it trending on Thursday. I mean, it got pretty high. It got just outside the top 10, but this should have been trending really high. Oh, Tomas, you're Team Green. I love it. Let's see here. Mandito says, as long as there are dragons, baby. I agree with that. SMR Goose says, most people didn't know that these came out. Well, I also have to say from a marketing perspective, I talked to a couple of other people I know in the same space as me, and I couldn't do it because I was away, but we were all like, 3 trailers? What are you doing to us? Which one are we supposed to cover? It just really was not fun for us. Does anybody have any questions or comments about this, or do you want to go to the Q&A section? Thank you, Stephen. Okay, I think you guys are ready for the Q&A. All right. We're just going to do about 5 minutes today, and then tomorrow will be a regular stream with news stories and all that stuff. All right, it's 5:01. You have till 5:06. And then I must go. That's right, Haunted Autumn. We'll boop it up tomorrow, baby. Boopity boop boop boop. Bye, Jose. Hey, Ghoul. Sensation says, what time is the live stream for BTT Inside Access on Wednesday? I will put it up in like an hour. I'll announce it on the channel. Stardust says, hey, Grace, how did you get into Family Guy? I stopped watching Family Guy, actually, this season when it moved to Wednesday. I was like, it's too mean-spirited. I'm trying to be more positive. There's so much toxicity in the world right now. It's really bothering me. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not going to throw some shade around, But constant shade is really bothering me. Hey, Sonny. Carlos says, Yahtzee might go on strike. Yes, they might. I don't know if the industry could survive that strike, so I hope the studios give them whatever they want. Bye, Polly. Danny says, hey, Grace, any idea why Invincible Season 3 has been so quiet? Took too long to come back. Nobody cares anymore, which is a real shame because those 4 episodes are phenomenal. Then they changed the drop time, which was a huge mistake. Amazon Prime had a beautiful drop time of 8 p.m. on Thursday night. It was gorgeous. If I were Disney, I would swoop in and take it. And I hope Prime Video is smart enough to go back to that for the boys. But instead, they decided to drop Invincible at 3 a.m. on Thursday morning. And I just think that was it was just a disaster. I just bailed on the show entirely when they did that. Kaylin says, hi, Grace. I don't have a question, but using my free chat for my birthday tomorrow. Turning 25. Kaylin, happy early birthday. Woohoo, I'm very happy for you. Green Lantern's Light says, Aemon looks like Legolas from Lord of the Rings. He does, but I don't mind. Kieran, nice to see you. The Scarlett Johansson Jurassic Park, we'll probably, maybe if it's a slow day tomorrow, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But that's not that was just confirmed today. We've already discussed that briefly before. Along for the Ride says, Grace, what are your thoughts on Lionsgate's Strangers reboot trilogy? What is I'm not even sure what you're talking about. You mean that horror movie? The Strangers? I mean, I don't think that many people are familiar with it, so I think it's fine. Let's see here. Staggervore says, probably sometime next week we will learn Warner Brothers' fate. Why next week? I mean, April is when they can start shopping it around, but let's see what, it's going to be very interesting in April. We've got a Disney Investor Day coming up. It's going to be good times. Hey, War and Peace. That's such a clever name. Let's see here. Trisha says, Grace, did you see the Nickelodeon documentary? So sad. I did not see it, but yes, of course, and I'm glad that, that's being called out. Hey, Dallin says, what is your favorite trailer of 2024 so far? I think mine is Dev Patel's Monkey Man. Mine would be Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought that was like a good old-fashioned comic book hype trailer. I really, really liked it. That had a lot of energy. I loved it. Travis, I missed your chat. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, Travis, really quick. Travis, if you did it before I started the Q&A, there's nothing I can really do about it. Yeah, I don't see it. I can't go back that far. Let me just make sure. Mr. Real Shane, I'm glad to be back too. Sunny, 1 year, I love it. Nice bronze badge. I'm not to say I'm not excited about Monkey Man. It looks phenomenal, but that just wasn't my favorite trailer. Maria says, hi, do you think they're moving fast in the new X-Men 97 to bring us up to the desired timeline? I don't know. A lot of people, when I did my review and breakdown of 1 and 2, you guys were like, it's crazy that you think it's moving too fast. Well, I saw episode 3 and you didn't. So I think you might agree with me after you see episode 3. CT says, for gauging interest in the House of the Dragon trailers, would it be better to combine their view count? I feel that's cheating. No, I wouldn't. I mean, maybe you could, and that would put them in the same league as the other videos, but I mean, I just don't agree, personally, but I can see where you're coming from. Christian and Joe says, just wanted to say we're excited to see that you watched the Eras tour and that you liked it. I only watched the beginning, I'm sorry to say, but I thought it was very impressive. Mandito, I will at least cover the next episode of X-Men. I got to tell you, I mean, so far, so I will. So far, so I will. Let's see. Especially since the episodes are so short, Jico says, Grace, what are your thoughts on the prices for Disney Plus, the D23 Expo? Wish me luck trying to get tickets. You're not the only person to complain to me, Jico, but I guess they know they have a big demand. And also they know that they have a huge stadium. It's going to be I hope you have good seats if you do go. All right, everybody, I'm afraid I must go. I'm sorry I don't have time to do shout outs, but we'll do them tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow. There will be a live stream tomorrow and a live stream on Wednesday. Those are the live streams this week. And then the BTT Inside Access will be on Wednesday evening. But I'm going to try and do it early enough that Europe can join in. All right, everybody, bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.